Good afternoon, Mr. Williams.
Good afternoon. Well, parents in North Baton Rouge started complaining that they wanted in the magnet school education for their children also. Hence, this school as a comprehensive school was closed because it was the only feasible site where that could be done based on the size of the school and the numbers of students that it could accommodate. So the same thing happened here. This school was closed and reopened as a magnet school with admissions requirements. So students who were here were neighborhood kids who were sent to Baker. They stayed there for quite a while too in Baker, and we'll get that a little bit later. But that is what got me here to Scotlandville Magnet High School, which is what it is now. Once that school was established, students started applying. We had to add on another assistant principal then because of the number and the volumes of applications we were getting for entry, which had to be screened because they had to enter by grade point average. Every student who entered here had to have had a 2.5 average for the preceding 5 semesters of school. If they didn't have that, they were not admitted. They were offered to apply for the next year once they raised their average. So that was my number one contribution. The other contribution was our fantastic dance program. We had not just the hip-hop dance. I had recruited by that time the co-artistic director of the Baton Rouge Ballet Theater. Molly Buckman was her name. I had to address the school board again because we needed a place, a first-class ballet studio, because this is what folks wanted. They wanted ballet, they wanted yoga, they wanted all kinds of things we said that we would offer, and we tried to deliver it. This is when the football dressing room that was changed, remodeled from a dressing room to a ballet studio, and that cost the system something like $500,000 just to do the floor, which has a kind of cushion-like effect so that kids would not get shin splints, etc. That was a successful program. The next thing that I started hinting at sports then. We're not supposed to have any competitive sports at all, so I got permission to start not only an intramural basketball program, but an intramural baseball program also, and had people who could handle both. All of those things, as far as I'm concerned, were some of the contributions I made that made this school pretty successful then. That was a prediction that I would never get a white kid in this school, and here's the reason why. One of them was a board member, Mr. J.O. Claudel. He's dead now, bless his heart. So glad he is. Take that off. But anyway, he made a statement in a board meeting and laughed about it. He said, there will never be a white kid who would come to this school. He said, I understand the airport is just across the interstate. They won't come unless you pick them up on a helicopter. And he said, I understand the roofs over there are flat. Land them on the roofs and pick them up in the evening. Same kind of way. Well, much to his chagrin, he also added, that school sits in a black community across the track from a black university, and they'll never come. Well, we had a waiting list, not of black students, when I left here, but a waiting list of white students, and they were knocking down the door to get in, and couldn't because we had reached our capacity. A lot of folks don't know this, but this school has the largest auditorium in the system. There were 3 auditoriums. Let's see, McKinley, Baton Rouge High, Espruma High, and this one. And that auditorium there was equipped to hold 1,200 students, and we consistently had a student body of 1,200 students, and it just fell out automatically. The ratio fell out each year as we progressed and got that number of students to be 50% white, 50% black, without working at it at all. It happened on its own. They were coming because of the program at the school.
Do you know anything about the transitions of the Eagles and the Hornets mascot?
Yes, I sure do. When I came, it was the Hornets. But keep in mind, once a school closes and reopens, it essentially becomes a new school.
Right.
The student body, do you remember the student council here? Okay, the student council met all officers, SGA president, every class officer met along with teacher sponsors who chose the mascot. They chose an eagle. So Eagles became the mascot. They wanted to change the colors to be representative of themselves. They wanted that done. So they finally polled the entire student body. They had blue and gold as sort of the colors. They said, no, that's Southern. Gold and something else, that wasn't chosen. And somebody came up with blue and silver. And it was a student committee along with teacher sponsors who developed, who took the school from the Hornets to the Eagles, from the black and gold to blue and silver. The alma mater also was written by students. A young man whose last name was, I think his last name was Carey, was the one who led that charge. He presented it to the music department. An Italian woman then was the director of the band. She was fantastic. Miss Marie Cataldo was her name. She and one of the female faculty members who is a legend even in this community now, Mally Lou Turner, got together along with another gentleman who came from Baker, who eventually wound up teaching here, Mr. Tom Jones. And they composed the alma mater that was used for the true magnets.
Yeah, Mr. Williams, I appreciate everything that you gave, and I appreciate this time. I appreciate you taking out this time to interview with me.